everyone. So today I've got a bit of a different video. I've been getting really into cross stitch in the last month. So this is a new obsession for me. And if I get into a hobby, I tend to really, become preoccupied with it to a large degree. So with cross stitch, I'm just starting to fall within the cross stitch rabbit hole. I'm by no means an expert, but I've got a few projects that I thought you might be interested in looking at me ramble about for a bit. I've also still got a lot of questions about cross stitch. Why are there so many Quaker references, Quaker samplers? What are shakers? If you know the answers, please enlighten me. But yeah, I'll start with going through some of the works in progress that I have, and I've also got a completed piece that I can show you as well. So this is my basket of cross stitch goods. I've been keeping my projects in these bags just to try and have a level of organization. So this one, this is one I've been working on for the last month, not this way. So this is by Stitchy Princess Black. So she's a Ukrainian cross-stitch designer, and I really love her designs. They're just so cute. They kind of remind me of pixel art. I think that's why I kind of got into cross-stitch. I like pixelated graphics, pixel art. It sort of reminds me of those old computer games from the 80s, the 90s, and it has a nice nostalgic feel. But this piece is called Underwater World, and it was really lovely to stitch. I used a darker linen than what was recommended, just because I wanted the colors to stand out more. So this is a linen Zygwart, I don't know if that's how you say it, brand 32 count weave, so it's quite small. Well, so normally when I started cross stitch, I would stitch on the 16 count Aida cloth. So when I got this cloth in the mail, I was quite shocked. I thought my eyes would just not be able to do it, but yeah, I guess my eyes just got used to it and don't really have a problem stitching on this small cloth anymore. I can't really do it at night though. It's something I have to do in the daytime, close to a window. Yes, I think I'm getting old and my eyes are probably not as good as they were. So I'm about halfway through this pattern. I'll show you the floss that I'm using. I've just got, I've just put the floss for each project in these bags. I'm sure there's other methods for organization that are better, but this is what I had at the moment. So I'm just using normal DMC floss for this. I'm hoping to finish this within the next month. Yeah, and it's a very lovely design to stitch. Okay, so I'll show you the next work in progress. This is actually my favorite one that I'm doing at the moment. So this is a stitch along by Modern Folk Embroidery, and this is the first sort of black work project I've done, although as you can see I haven't stuck to the black work theme. So I saw this project first on Instagram, and I was really I sort of fell in love with the design, and I really liked how it looked in just black. But then when I came to stitch it, I think I got a bit bored of just using black, and I wanted to add a few other colors here and there. So I'm quite slow at stitching this. As you can see, I'm quite behind in terms of the stitch along. They're already up to March. This is just the January one that I'm up to. I'll show you the threads that I'm using. Oh, the linen, first of all, it's just a 32 count Zygwart. I should learn how to pronounce that. Antique, I think, is the color. And so I got some variegated thread, over-dyed, hand-dyed thread for this. I really love this colour, which I've been using. It's from Cottage Garden Threads, which is an Australian company. I just found it on Etsy, and it's very subtly variegated. So it's sort of like the 3777 in DMC, but it's also got some darker and some lighter shades. And it's not an obvious variegation, as you can see, but it just helps to blend it with the black. I was also hoping to use a few other different colors, so I bought this elderberry, which is a like navy blue with some lighter undertones, which I'm not sure exactly how I'll use it in this project. I'll show you the pattern as well so far. Here it is. So I was thinking of using maybe some small bits of blue to highlight part of the deer. I was thinking of getting maybe a variegated green as well to highlight the like greenery around the deer. I'll see what works though. I'm a bit disappointed I couldn't do it all in black. I just don't think I have the attention span to sit and do a completely black piece, and this is quite a large piece. When I started it, it looked small, but it's the biggest piece I've done so far. It's a 70 centimeters by 70 centimeters. So yeah, it'll be interesting to do and see how it turns out. So here's another work in progress. This is one I've been working on for maybe 5 months now, 6 months. And this is a full coverage piece. So this is the only full coverage piece I'm doing. I should have really taken these out of the hoops before showing you, but I really like these clips, by the way. They're Clover brand craft clips, and they help keep the rest of the pattern neat when you're stitching. So actually looks a lot better from far away and on the camera. I guess I'm just used to looking at it so up close. I kind of haven't looked at it properly, but this is a reproduction of an artwork, Amida Falls. It's by a Japanese artist. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, but I'll put it below. He did a few famous paintings. He did The Great Wave, which everyone would have seen before. And this is one of his other artworks. I got this pattern from OLC. Let me tell you the exact name. Oh, not OLC, Orenco Originals. This is the pattern. So they're a company that it seems they just computer generate cross-stitch patterns based on artworks. So this was the only company that had a cross-stitch design of this painting. But to be honest, I find the pattern is quite tedious to follow. There's a lot of confetti. You can sort of tell that it's not made by a person because you're constantly changing threads. You need, I think there's 30 different colors. It's just not a very user-friendly pattern, but the finished product, well, it's I think from far away it does look like the artwork, so I'm happy with that. It's just the process is so tedious and time consuming. It's not very pleasant to stitch, but the outcome is pleasant, if that makes sense. So this, of course, has taken me a long time just because it's quite laborious. I'm about 3/4 of the way through now. So I kind of do this in between the other projects. I don't think I could just do this for days on end in a sitting, because it can get quite frustrating to do all these confetti bits and constantly changing needles, changing threads. But the kits that the company provide are quite good. So they give you all the threads you need on these. Oh, sorry, what am I saying? They don't give you the threads you need. They give you the floss cards and tell you what threads you need, and you buy them and you put them on the floss cards. But if you want some sort of hard to find artwork reproductions, they would be the company that does that. In terms of floss organization, I've just kind of put all the cards with the floss I need in here, and then I take them out and put them on here when I need to stitch. So it's a lot more complicated than the other pieces, I guess because it's a full coverage piece. There's probably easier ways to organize the floss, but this seems to be what works for me so far. I think that, yes, I know those are all the works in progress, and I've got 2 finished pieces to show you as well. The first one, so this one I finished this week. It was quite quick to stitch. It only took me 2 days, and this is an adaptation of a modern folk embroidery pattern. So I'll show you the pattern I adapted it from. This was the Birds of a Feather modern folk pattern, and I adapted it from this one. So I'll just explain what I've done. I've put the year 1401 here because it's Persian New Year, or Nowruz, on the 21st of March, and the year in the Zoroastrian calendar, which is what the Persian New Year follows, is 1401. So this is a gift for my mum and dad, who'll be going to their place for Persian New Year. Yeah, it's just something they can put on their wall. I tried to look into the history of cross stitch in Persia, and unfortunately looks like there was not much cross stitch there in that region. There was a lot of embroidery in terms of embroidering flowers and paisley designs. I had read that paisley, that comma kind of thing you see on shirts, started off as an embroidery motif in Persia. But there's not much cross stitch history in that region. If anyone is aware of sort of cross stitch in the Middle East, it's a topic I'm kind of looking into now. Yeah, let me know if you know anything about that. Now this is my other completed piece. So this is another Stitchy Princess design. I really fell in love with this design. I just love the Baba Yaga witch and her chicken house. It's so cute. And so this is one of the finished projects. This is another Stitchy Princess design, Baba Yaga's hut. And again, I really was drawn to the pixelated style images, and I really like the mythology behind Baba Yaga and her chicken hut. So this was really enjoyable to stitch. I loved all the different elements. The mushrooms are so cute, and the cat. So I'm going to be purchasing more of her designs just because they're so fun to make. And this one I used the 32 count linen and just the DMC threads that she had recommended. I've been trying to use felt on the back to hide the messy stitches. So I've just done a blanket stitch felt backing. It also helps it stay on the wall and not move much. Yeah, so that's that one. So that's it for my first floss tube. Stay tuned. I'll keep you updated on how the patterns are going. I'm really excited to continue with the modern folk embroidery stitch along, and I've also purchased a Barbara Ann Designs, the floral stitch along, which will be released April 1st. So once that comes out, I'll start doing that. I'll be adding that to my works in progress. I don't think 4 works in progress is excessive. It's probably not great, but it's not the most I've seen people do. Yes, thanks for watching.